I am going to play a video for you that is terrifying. This is the special assistant to the president, Lindsey Halligan. She is barely able to coherently speak. She is supposed to be representing the White House and prosecuting Trump's agenda. She is barely able to put together a coherent thought. And so think of the contrast as we listen to her. This is sort of a new character in this administration. They want to project strength, intelligence, competence. This is what their public facing officials look like.
Classrooms shouldn't be stages upon which teachers can preach their various indoctrination masquerading as eternal truths. And similarly, museums that are over 70% funded by the federal government shouldn't be laboratories for political experiments. And so what we're doing is we just sent a letter to the Smithsonian asking for all information regarding their exhibits and their placards to try to get to the bottom of what happened and where the Smithsonian went wrong, and try to make the Smithsonian amazing and great.
If you're struggling to understand what she's talking about, you are not alone.
And live up to what the president wants the Smithsonian and DC to be. It's the capital of our city, and we need to make it amazing and great and beautiful.
Yeah, Lindsey, I mean, obviously, Charlotte and I both lived in D.C. for a number of years. I love the Smithsonian's and visiting them, taking family and friends there. And we often talk about preserving history in museums and not erasing it. But how do you balance that? That, we need to be able to review this while honoring even our not so pleasant past.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about whitewashing. It's all about full context. So while slavery
oh boy,
is obviously a horrible aspect of our nation's history, you can't really talk about slavery honestly unless you also talk about hope and progress. And I think we need to be focusing on the progress that we've made since then, and we need to stop focusing so much on the lack of progress. We need to
we need to talk about the progress and stop focusing on the lack of progress. What does that even mean? Is this an argument against teaching about slavery accurately? Is it an argument against talking about systemic racism and the absurdity of stop focusing so much on the lack of progress? It's like saying slavery was bad, but let's not dwell on it. And it really lines up with Trump's patriotic education push, which, by the way, has gotten totally smothered by 15 other scandals. It lines up with Project 2025. They want people who are as clueless as Lindsey teaching history, teaching about slavery. And this is another authoritarian theme. Control history and downplay oppression, always. So Lindsey Halligan, in a sense, isn't an outlier. She's the norm in Donald Trump's orbit. Loyalty over competence. You're chosen not for your intelligence or your skill. You're chosen for how loyal you're willing to be to the dear leader. And what you get is a White House that hires lawyers whose main credential is appearing on Newsmax, which is Lindsey Halligan's credential. What you just saw is what happens when democracy gets hollowed out and replaced with propaganda. And if these are the people defending Donald Trump's policies in public, imagine who is writing the policy behind closed doors. Stephen Miller is one of those people. Terrifying. So this is embarrassing. This is dangerous. Incoherent rhetoric is being used to justify authoritarianism. We should all be terrified and do everything we can to make it end. Now, on the bonus show today, we will talk about Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, and Steve Bannon being in the new Epstein documents. Oh, boy. YouTube is also agreeing to pay Donald Trump $24 million to settle a lawsuit. And NFL is dealing with fury from the right because Bad Bunny will be doing the halftime show at this year's Super Bowl, next year's Super Bowl. I have to tell you, I love this selection. I love it. All right. We will talk about all of those stories on the bonus show. Sign up at joinpakman.com. If you missed today's email with the membership discount offer, email me, info@davidpakman.com. Say, David, give me that coupon code. I want to sign up, and I will gladly send it to you. Expires at midnight. Info@davidpakman.com.